This video will show you how to pay a bill in It'sMe247 online banking. There are 4 different ways to pay a bill. With all 4 ways, you have the same options to select the payment amount, the funding account, and the payment date, as well as to set up recurring payments and payment notifications. One of the most convenient ways to pay your bills is through the Quick Pay option, available right on your Start page. There are 2 Quick Pay options available. We'll begin with the My Payees option. First, we'll hover over My Payees to view a list of all of our payees. Next, we'll select the payee we'd like to pay, in this case AT&T UVerse. We don't have a bill due, but we'd like to make next month's payment early. Since our payment amount is always the same, we already know how much we'll need to pay, so we'll enter that amount here. We'll leave the payment send date as today's date. Please note that when selecting your payment send date, the date will be grayed out and you will be unable to select it when it is a non-business day or when it is after 5 p.m. Eastern Time on the current date. This is the payment delivery date, which, for electronic payments such as this one, is the business day following the payment send date. Now we'll click Schedule Payment. Here we have confirmation that our payment has been scheduled. If we needed to edit any payment details, we could do so by clicking Manage Payments. Since all payment details look right, we don't need to make any changes, so we'll click OK. The second Quick Pay option, the eBills Due option, is similar to the one we just looked at, except that instead of displaying all of your payees, this option lists only those that offer eBills and for whom a payment is currently due. As you can see, we have 3 bills due. Let's take a look at how it works. We'll pay our TV and internet bill. This payee accepts electronic payments, indicated by this cloud icon. We have a couple different payment options, to pay the full amount or just part of it. For our example, we'll pay part of the bill. Now we'll select the account from which we'd like the payment withdrawn. For the payment send date, we'll select Friday when we receive our paycheck. Please note that for electronic payments, the funds to cover a bill payment are withdrawn from the funding account on the selected payment send date. For check payments, the funds are withdrawn on the day the payee deposits the check. If you have insufficient funds on your selected payment send date, you will receive a message here in online banking and via email informing you that the payment was not processed. In this case, you will need to schedule the payment again, and you may be subject to an insufficient funds fee for check payments. To help you remember to put funds in your account, a message will appear in the payment confirmation pop-up, reminding you to deposit enough funds to cover the payment. Please note, however, that this message will appear only for payments scheduled to be sent on the current date and for which there are insufficient funds. You won't see this message for payments scheduled to be sent later. In these cases, you may find our payment notification feature helpful. This feature will send you a message, both here in online banking and to your email address, notifying you that your payment is about to be sent, so you can be sure to deposit enough funds to cover the payment. We'll select the payment notification option for this payment by clicking More Payment Options, then checking this box here. We'd like to be notified of the upcoming payment withdrawal 3 days prior to the payment send date, so we'll enter 3 here. As you can see, we also have the option of receiving a payment confirmation. Next, we'll click Submit Payment. Here we can see the details of our scheduled payment. If we needed to edit any of these payment details, we could do so now by clicking Edit. Since all of our payment information looks right, we'll click OK. Here on the Bill Pay homepage, we can see our third payment option, the Plus button. We'll show you how it works by paying our AT&T bill, which is due now. For this bill, we'll pay the full amount due. We'll leave the funding account as is, as well as the payment send date. Now we'll click Submit Payment. Since all of our payment details look right, we'll click OK. The last payment option we'd like to show you allows you to pay all of your bills on one page. To access this option, we'll click Pay Multiple Bills. From this payment dashboard, we can see all of our payees. Let's take a look at how it works. First, we'll pay our car payment. Although it doesn't say bill due like it does with our Verizon bill, there is a bill due for this payee. We just don't get a reminder of that here in online banking because this payee doesn't offer e-bills. For payees like this one that don't offer e-bills, there are other ways you can view your bill, such as on their website or via a paper bill you receive in the mail. We'll pay $350, as that is the amount due that's displayed on our paper bill. We'll change the payment send date to November 20th, since our bill isn't due until November 23rd. Since the amount of this bill is always the same, we'll set this payment up to be sent automatically each month. The amount we've entered here is the amount that will be sent each month. Likewise, the date we've selected is the date on which the payment will be sent each month. We'd like our automatic payments to continue indefinitely, so we'll leave this selection as is. Note that for recurring payments that are set up for a certain number of payments, you will receive a notification in both online banking and via email after we send the last payment in the series. Since this payment will be sent automatically each month, we'll set up a payment notification 5 days prior to the payment, so we remember to put funds in our account to cover the payment withdrawal. Next, we'll pay our newspaper bill. Like the previous payee, this payee doesn't offer e-bills, but we know we have a bill due because we receive paper bills in the mail. We'll pay the amount reflected on our bill. For the payment send date, we'll leave that as today's date. We'll include a memo which will appear in our bill pay history. This payee doesn't accept electronic payments, so this payment will be sent via check, indicated by this mailbox icon. Since this is a check payment that will be sent by mail, the payment delivery time is a bit longer than that of electronic payments. Lastly, we'll pay our Verizon bill. We'll pay just part of the bill, since a Verizon customer service representative reduced our balance when we called just now. We'll change the send date to next week Friday when we receive our paycheck. To help us remember why we paid less than the full amount of the bill, we'll include a memo. In the Total Payments field, we can see the total of the 3 payments we're scheduling. We'll leave the funding account as is. Since we're finished entering payment details, we'll click Schedule Payments. The payment details for all 3 payments look correct, so we'll click Confirm. Lastly, we'll click OK. Here we can see a 1 indicating a pending payment beside all of the payees for whom we have scheduled payments today. As you saw in this video, there are many different ways you can pay your bills in It'sMe247 online banking. If you have any questions about bill payment options, please contact us at the credit union and we'll be happy to assist you.